Will Johnson might just be elite. He posted a 90.2 PFF grade on Sunday. That was the second best of all corners of football this week. So not rookies, not, second, no, cornerbacks, bro. He looks like the real deal. And I wanted to start the video with that because I think that was one of our biggest, question marks. All offseason Cardinals fans were like, yeah, dude, Will Johnson, man, what a pick. What a pick. Blah, 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 injuries be damned, whatever. I didn't see an injured knee. You know what I'm saying? And people are, oh, well, that's years down the line when that injury is actually going to be in effect. Possibly. But if we can get 4 or 5 years of elite production, like we saw game 1, dude, it's a great pick at 47. I just wanted to start the video by saying that. You know what I'm saying? What? How did this guy fall to us, man? What? Anyways, I just want to give a couple words and a couple thoughts on the Cardinals game Sunday. Cardinals beat the New Orleans Saints 20-13 in what turned out to be a nail biter. I wanted everybody to take a breath. Cardinals fans, mostly. I know, in-division rivals and Cardinals haters are loving it right now because we almost lost the Saints. And we sure did almost lose to the Saints. That's definitely for real. But we contained the game. We made the plays when it mattered. Do I wish we would have, enforced our will a little bit more? Yeah, I do. I thought we could have won by... This could have been a 14-point game or 20. But if Will Johnson doesn't lose his pick that he damn well deserved, then we do win this game by 2 possessions. And the Saints might not have scored a touchdown all day if Will Johnson would have got his pick after a weird, bad hold, Enough about Will Johnson. I want to talk about some other things I saw, why I think the Cardinals don't need to freak out. First off, we have Carolina next week. Carolina looked like one of the worst teams in football this week. Now, obviously, week 1 and week 2, that's what I'm about to get into. But I think we're okay. I think it's another game to, see what we can do. I want it to be better than the Saints game. I want to win handily, even if it's just by 7 points again or by 3. I want to not have to be sweating at the end of the game. I think that's fair for how talented we are and how talented they are. Personally, I do think the Panthers are a decent team. I don't think they're on our level. But we couldn't run the ball Sunday. And that's quite a concern. I know Trey Benson had a huge run and, James Conner was getting his spurts, but we didn't really run the ball good. And that's kind of been our identity the last 2 years. So I don't love that. I don't love the fact that we couldn't really run the ball. But I think it's okay. I think it'll come with time. Our O-line got absolutely devastated on Sunday, and I don't love that. I don't know why that happened. I think a big reason is because these O-linemen didn't play much in the preseason, if at all. So getting out there for the first time while the Saints, a lot of their guys did play. I think that was a lot of what happened and why we looked as bad as we did. I think it's going to take a couple weeks for the O-line to get fully in sync, to fully be able to do what we need to do. But we have to be able to run the ball against Carolina next week, and we damn sure got to be able to run the ball against the Niners week 3. I'm not trying to look ahead or nothing. I'm just saying, I'm trying to look at the season in total, kind of, and be like, man, we got to figure out this run game because we're not going to win many games if we can only throw to Marvin Trey. Now, I do want to say, Marvin Trey looked pretty good on Sunday. Our number 1 and 2 options, I'll put them against anyone in the league. I know there's teams with very dynamic duos at receiver and tight end, but Marv looked like that guy Sunday. Kyler missed him twice. Marv should have had 120, 150 yards, man. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Trey McBride got his. He had a weird drop. We had one weird drop, but some people blame that on Kyler Murray. I don't know. That's why I say we need to relax, because I think that we are okay with those guys. Kyler was sick as hell. The way he described it, he was not doing good, bro. So I think he's okay. I think if that's his bad game for the year, we'll take it because he didn't turn the ball over. He just missed a couple throws. He looked a little indecisive in the pocket, or outside of the pocket too. That's kind of been my problem with him. He started to, last year, I guess since the ACL injury, he starts to look really indecisive, and I don't know why. He's like, he can't make up his mind if he wants to run or throw or make a play. I'm not sure why that happened. I also think we need more production out of Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch and Zay Jones if we actually want a chance to go far this year. We can't just rely on Trey and Marv, even though those guys are freaking amazing. We're going to have to do something more. And I think that'll come with time. I totally believe in Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch. And from everything they've been saying about Zay Jones, he should be a guy too. I think we're okay. I think a lot of people overreacted saying, oh, we need another receiver. I really don't think we did. But I think those guys have to be schemed up more, you know? I don't think the scheme was great this Sunday. Clearly, the running scheme wasn't great. Trey Benson had a great run, but the way it was designed, he would have ran for 3 yards, not 60 on that run. So there's a lot of things to clean up, but it's week 1, guys. This is why I'm saying we need to calm down. The Saints were not who we thought they were. I think the Saints are pretty good. Like, that was kind of crazy to me. Like, it's hard to tell if the Cardinals defense looked good. The upgrades helped. Like, we got way more pressures. We didn't get more sacks, but we got more pressures than we expected, or than last year, I mean. And they kind of gassed out near the end, which I didn't love. I thought we could have been doing better subbing, but we did everything we wanted to in an extent, and I think that's going to come with time, more sacks, more pass break. The pass breakups were great. The DBs were actually insane. But the scheme on defense, too, was kind of like this soft zone, and we were allowing receivers to get these short passes. And that's my point, is that Spencer Rattler read that perfectly. Spencer Rattler ate up those soft zones. He was much better than I think a lot of people expected him to be. I know this might sound crazy, but I don't think Bryce Young's going to be able to do that next week. I know Bryce Young devastated us last year, ruined our season, kicked us out of the playoffs. He had a great game, but he didn't look like that same quarterback against Jacksonville. And personally, I think our defense is quite a bit better than Jacksonville. So I'm not sure what's going on in Carolina right now, but I do believe that the Cardinals will be able to handle that. My final thought on the game is that there's a lot to clean up, but I see the potential in this team. I watched a lot of things that I had problems with last year, that the whole fan base had problems with last year. A lot of that was cleaned up. Now, a lot of that wasn't. We still got things to work on. But we saw Marv get the ball, or not early, but often. Once he started getting the ball, he was getting the ball. He was going on crossers. He was lined up in the middle a little bit. You know, that's the stuff we wanted to see. We saw Will Johnson ball out. We saw the defense getting pressures. We saw Kyler Murray look great in stints. We want him to be consistent, but he looked like that guy, and I'm going to blame it on the offensive line not doing their job the whole game. Clearly one of the worst offensive line games we've had in a minute, but also Kyler being sick. I mean, I think that really, everyone's like, oh, he's a professional athlete. He should be able to play when he's sick. Bro, when you're sick, when you're sick, like sick, you probably call out of work. You know, this guy had to play a football game, get laid out 5 times while sick as a dog, dude. Like, what are we talking about? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll have to see next week in Carolina. My biggest problem with this game were the announcers. The announcers were absolutely terrible this game. They were glazing the hell out of the Saints for, like, no reason. There was one point in the game where the announcer was like, I want to see Rattler go downfield because he hasn't tested downfield yet. He actually did. He tested downfield like 2 drives before that, and Will Johnson picked it off, but they got bailed out with a really, really weak holding call on Max Melton. So I don't know. There's a lot to clean up, but I think it's all coachable. I believe in Coach Jonathan Gannon. I believe in this team. My expectations for this team has not changed. This is still a playoff team. I know Cardinals fans in the media and Seahawks fans, oh my God, go on Twitter. Who lost, by the way? Seahawks lost, by the way, and they're talking. Neither here nor there. Seahawks fans are loving that we barely beat the Saints, but we did. Like, we won. It was week 1. A lot of teams looked out of sync. The Rams didn't look perfect this week. They looked like they had some issues. Obviously, the Texans did too. The Rams ended up winning that game because they made a play late. That sounds really familiar, doesn't it? It sounds like another team that didn't play great but won because they made a play late. I don't know. Just saying. The Niners look pretty good. I'm just giving it a little division recap. Sorry, I just kind of went off on it, and now I'm doing that. But the Niners look pretty good. Brock Purdy made some mistakes. I still think this is our division to win, not because I think we're the most talented team in the division, because honestly, like, you're fooling yourself. You don't think the Rams are the most talented team in the division. But we have an easier schedule than them. The Niners are still reeling from injuries. I totally believe this team can beat them week 3. And, yeah,